In 1976, Oakland County, Michigan was an affluent enclave of manicured lawns and highly rated public schools. Residents routinely left their back doors unlocked, relying on the county's reputation as a secure buffer north of a struggling Detroit. That security evaporated over the course of 13 months. Investigators recovered the bodies. They found a specific behavioral pattern. The victims were clean, sometimes wearing freshly laundered clothes. They had been kept alive for days, and in Kristine's case, nearly 3 weeks, before being left in high-traffic parking lots and roadsides to ensure they were found immediately. Sustaining a captivity of nearly 20 days while an entire state searched for the victim required extreme organization. These were calculated operations, carried out by an offender acting with a sense of total impunity. The medical examiner's report for 11-year-old Timothy King was filed 1 day after he was found. He had been missing for 6 days, and the autopsy confirmed a trajectory of sexual assault and asphyxiation. But the report contained one detail that forced the task force to reevaluate the killer's methods. Timothy's stomach contained recently digested food, proving he had been fed just hours before his death. The meal was Timothy's favorite, Kentucky Fried Chicken. His family had told investigators this was what he always requested on special occasions. During his 6 days in captivity, his abductor had learned this preference and provided it. The evidence points to a predator who held a child, asked him what he wanted to eat, and served it right before ending his life. It raises a haunting question. What is the psychological objective of a killer who performs a calculated act of care? In 1977, experts at the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit began analyzing these feeding and bathing behaviors to build a profile of the offender. They identified the signature as pseudo-nurturing dominance. These caretaking actions are not rooted in compassion or empathy for the victim. Instead, the behavior serves as a mechanism for absolute psychological control. By acting as the sole provider, the offender forces the victim into a state of total dependence, making the captor the master of their reality. Logistically, the profile narrowed the search to someone with a large private space to hide a child, a reliable vehicle, and a secure daily routine that provided a believable cover for their time. The FBI's findings directed the task force toward a highly resourced, disciplined offender living completely integrated into the Oakland County community. While the task force managed 18,000 leads, they possessed one highly credible identification. A young sexual assault survivor pointed to a 26-year-old man in a police photo lineup. That man was Christopher Busch. He had a documented criminal record for offenses against children and maintained associations that aligned directly with the behavioral profile. Busch also possessed significant social standing. As the son of a senior General Motors executive, he was part of the professional and economic elite that defined Oakland County's power structure. Despite the survivor identification and his prior convictions, investigators never filed charges against Busch. In November 1978, he was found dead in his home from a shotgun wound, which was ruled a suicide. When police processed his room, they found pencil sketches depicting children in states of restraint and distress. While these drawings mirrored the specific nature of the crimes, the investigation into Busch effectively ended with his death. The case went cold for decades until the victims' families utilized Freedom of Information Act litigation to force the release of internal documents. These files showed that police had a primary suspect, a survivor identification, and failed polygraph results in the 1970s, information that remained shielded from the public for 40 years. The decades of secrecy suggest that Busch's family wealth and corporate connections may have successfully insulated him from a murder investigation. This case indicates that dangerous offenders can exist as documented suspects who remain hidden behind systemic privilege and institutional silence. Modern forensic science has progressed to the point where physical DNA evidence recovered from the victims can be definitively analyzed. Yet the public record contains no confirmation that Christopher Busch's DNA has ever been officially compared against the evidence found on the victims. The Michigan State Police claim the investigation is still active, but for the families involved, the case remains trapped in a state of unresolved limbo. Someone held Timothy King for 6 days, fed him his favorite meal, and then killed him. 50 years later, the justice system has left the families waiting to find out who that person was.